Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're going to study the zero product property. Okay, so I just have a couple questions here first. If the product of x and y is zero, like here, what can we determine about the values of x and y? So first of all, let's look at another example actually. Let's say if xy equals 12, then maybe x is 3 and x and y is 4, or the other way around. Maybe it's 2 and 8, or maybe it's 1 and 12, or it could actually even be decimals and stuff. It could be roots. It could be root 12 times root 12 is 12. So there's an infinite number of possibilities. Okay, but for x times y equals 0, that's a little bit different because the only way to get 0 is if one of these numbers is 0. So it could be x times 0 equals 0, or 0 times y equals 0, or it could be even 0 times 0 equals 0. Okay, so we know that by looking at this, x equals 0 or y equals 0, or both. Okay, so that's the key there. So if we look at this situation here, we have x times x minus 1 equals 0. So either x equals 0 or x minus 1 x minus 1 equals 0, or both. Actually, it turns out it can't be both in this case if it's both the same variable. Because here we have x equals 0. Here, if we solve by adding 1, we get x equals positive 1. And it can't be both. It clearly can't be both 0 and 1. So in this case, x equals 0 or x equals 1. So the zero product property is a very powerful property because it allows us to solve equations like this, and it really works because we have a product equal to 0, which is a special case, right? It wouldn't work if we had x times y equals 12 or something, or x times x minus 1 equals 12. Okay, so we're going to look at, well, here's the zero product property. So in general, a number times another number equals 0. Then one of those two numbers has to be 0, or both are equal to 0. So when we use that to solve equations like these, we have x times x minus 4 equals 0. So either x equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. And in this case, we can solve and we have x equals 4. So x equals 0 or x equals 4. And similarly here, we have x plus 1 equals 0, or we have x minus 7 equals 0. And we can solve both of these equations. We get x equals negative 2, or x equals 7. And next example, so either 2x minus 3 equals 0, or 3x minus 6 equals 0. So let's solve now. Let's add 3. 2x equals 3, divide by 2, x equals 3 out of 2, or 1.5. Here we're going to add 6 to both sides, 3x equals 6, and divide by 3, x equals 2. So those are our two solutions. Next example, we have 3 things multiplied to give you 0. Okay, so either one of those 3 things has to be equal to 0. So x equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0, and we'll get 3 solutions. So x equals 0, and x equals 3, and x equals negative 2. Okay, next one. In this case, we've got a 4 in the front, but obviously 4 cannot be equal to 0. So we can just ignore that. And we could say that one of these two things has to be equal to 0. 2x plus 5 equals 0, or x minus 8 equals 0. And we get 2x equals negative 5, x equals negative 5 out of 2, or x equals negative 2.5. X equals 8 is our other solution. So there's 2 solutions in this equation.